Friends, I am in the city of St. Charles right now where there are citizens who are really concerned about a project being proposed for St. Charles. It's a mega data center, and they worry about the threat that could pose for their water supply. We're going to talk with Scott here just to talk about it. Scott, tell me what it is and what don't you like?
So this is a massive data center, 440 acres, over 100 acres larger than the entire amusement park, Six Flags St. Louis. They're putting this thing directly on top of our protected wellhead district, which houses our city's water supply. There's a lot of worry about flood runoff as the developers are planning on building this thing 15 feet higher. So it's going to affect a lot of family farms around the area, as well as a proposed storage of 1 million gallons of diesel fuel on top of it.
Now, there are a number of citizens who are have some questions about this. Show me, you've been collecting petition signatures. Let's see how many you have so far. You have quite a few, don't you? Put it in closer, a little bit closer so we can see. There we go. So what does that tell you? That let me see it again so that people can see those a little closer. There we go. 4,561 petition signatures thus far from citizens. What does that tell you?
And quickly growing. So there's a lot of widespread public opposition against this. And a major reason why that is because the entire city council, city officials, and the mayor are all under non-disclosure agreements. So they are not even able to answer basic questions and answer the public's questions about it.
So, wait a minute. So you want to talk to me? What is it? What questions do you have?
So we want to know what company is going to benefit from this data center. We know who the developers are, CRG Cumulus and the association with Clayco, but we do not know the multi-billion-dollar company that is actually going to be in as the tenant for this data center.
What are the concerns? What worries you about this deal?
Well, there's plenty of obvious concerns that go along with this. Decreasing property values on residents that have been here for decades. I mean, a family farm that has been here since 1939, sits directly on the border of this proposed data center. Of course, the many environmental issues with it being on.
What are the environmental issues that you're concerned about?
Toxic air pollution. We're worrying about 24/7 noise and light pollution. Potential electromagnetic pollution.
And you said something about water, worrying about the water. Tell me about that. What are you worried
about? Yeah, so the developers are planning on building this thing 15 feet higher. This area is directly on a floodplain. And even the farmers down there have complained many times, even in light raining, they experience really big floods. And when you're developing 15 feet higher, the floodwater runoff is a huge concern for residents downstream, and not only in our community, but in communities past St. Charles as well.
I'm going to give it to you. Next, take the mic off. Just hand it to her. Just hold the mic up close to you. What's your concern about this?
Well, I think my concern is actually kind of twofold. One, of course, is, again, like Scott said, the environmental concerns, as it is sitting on our protected wellshed. As you know, St. Charles City already has issues with their water, having to have water shipped in from St. Louis, and the contamination is still an ongoing measure. So that alone, the air pollution, the noise pollution, those environmental problems, I certainly have an issue with this mega data center. But also, the other side of it is the non-disclosure agreement. Their citizens have been shut out.
What is a non-disclosure agreement for politicians? I mean, what are they telling you?
Nothing. That's what a non-disclosure agreement is. They can't speak about this project.
And they're going to vote on this thing?
They're going to vote on it. So they've been.
When are they going to vote on it?
August 19th.
So they're going to vote on it. You're asking questions, but they're saying, sorry, you're out of luck.
Under a non-disclosure agreement. So there is a town hall with Cumulus this evening, but we don't propose we're going to get a whole lot of information from that as well. So we are very concerned citizens what's going into, this data center, the repercussions of it, not just that, but the long-term repercussions of it.
Where is that town hall going to be?
The town hall is going to be at St. Charles Arts Foundry between 5 and 7 p.m. and we are asking citizens who are in opposition of this proposal to wear red to the town hall.
Let's pass the mic to you. You can just hold it close to your mouth there. Let me get your name.
My name is John Henderson.
John, what are your concerns about this?
Everything that they've mentioned, ground, water, light, air pollution, there's multiple examples of data centers in Georgia as well as Memphis going on right now, where Elon Musk has a data center that causes all of these things to this community. There's basically not
I mean, what's wrong with their data centers? Any problems with them?
complaints about pollution. The University of Knoxville has done studies about that pollution and how it has risen in the time it's been there.
What kind of pollution?
Air pollution,
Okay.
Primarily. I'd have to educate myself
Okay.
a little bit more with that. But recently, the Tucson City Council unanimously voted to reject proposed data center called Project Blue.
Okay.
And coincidentally enough, their city officials were also under NDA as well.
Why did they just vote to reject it?
Because of the outcry of citizens, educating themselves, also knowing more about what data centers bring to the community, and they determined that the economic benefits did not outweigh any of the environmental concerns that come with these types of projects.
Well, isn't this commercial development, though? I mean, isn't this progress?
No, I think there's different degrees of progress. This isn't something that this community needs or wants near resources like this, near our water that our citizens use, that still is under some type of, they need to do some pollution mitigation with Ameren as well as the EPA, and that hasn't been solved. And yet they're wanting to propose to build something else on top of this protected well field. And this area is also besides protected wetlands. So there's not enough information. There's not enough coming from the city council. It's shrouded in secrecy. And these are things that citizens with elected officials should not have from them.
And they're telling you we can't talk about it.
Exactly. We were at a planning and zoning commission meeting the other night, and several people got up to speak, including my son, and they would not talk about the proposed planning. All they say is the applicant, again, they won't name the company, is allowed to go through the progress of trying to get the planning and zoning done.
What are your thoughts about the fact, and give her the microphone if you can, what are your thoughts, and probably, I guess, one of the biggest aggravating factors has to be that they can't talk to you about this. They can't give you any information.
It is. It is very frustrating as a citizen that our voted politicians, we voted the politicians, these councilmen in to serve as our voice and to have transparency. A lot of them ran their campaigns on transparency. In my opinion, being under an NDA is not transparent. So I think that's a very large problem with a lot of the citizens here in St. Charles.
And let's go back to you, Scott, and I presume that's one of your what message do you hope to get across to the St. Charles Council members as well as the St. Charles Mayor?
My message is this: hear our voices, listen to your constituents. Your community does not want this. You have an obligation as elected officials to the people who elected you to listen to your citizens and vote no on Tuesday.
Have they told you why they want this, officials? I mean, you said the mayor was in favor of it. Has the mayor said why?
Well, there is some sort of a economic argument to be made. They do create a small handful of construction jobs in the short term, but long term, a lot of the jobs don't stay at all, to where it's only a couple dozen, if even that.
Well, you got to have people to run the mega data center, wouldn't you? Wouldn't that involve a lot of jobs to run a big data center?
So actually, these data centers are just really huge facilities that are nothing but computers and servers, which is why they need a lot of water to run and operate as well. And really, it just takes a small handful and a crew to run it.
Talk about that water. You said they were going to have some diesel something under. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's a proposed storage of 1 million gallons of diesel fuel, and they're going to put this right on top of our water supply here, the Water Protection District.
What concerns you about that?
Well, we live in a very stormy area. We get a lot of severe storms, and of course, Missouri, we get tornadoes. I mean, we're one bad storm away from a severe, catastrophic contamination event.
You're concerned about this, and what you're hoping, obviously, to get the word across to officials, to at least take a pause, take a step back, take another look at it?
Absolutely. I mean, the people of this community and the ones that have signed the petition are completely opposed to the project, and I would highly encourage them to listen to that. At the very least, put a pause on it. Let's do some more third-party environmental tests. Let's get experts on this issue to look at this project further. At the very least, let's give this some time and give this some pause.